coming. TikTok is up. Boom. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO and founder of Titan Medical Center. I'm here for you guys every Tuesday to go over Q&A, any questions, concerns, anything you guys want to know about what we do here at Titan Medical Center, from hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, libido enhancers, peptides, blood work, everything nationwide for you guys, so you guys have full access to feel better, look better, perform better, all the way through and through. We're here for you guys. From your consultation to your blood work, the therapies, your support, everything we hold very true and honest here, and we're very serious about your health. What's going on? Kaji Gus, Mr. Derry, what's going on? How you doing? One Tall Texan, what's up? Esparza, what's going on? Jay Jacobs in the house. Joshua, Arizona, Glazier, Better, Carlos. Who else we got here? Joshua, Stained, Fast Frank, what's going on? Jamie Collar, what's going on? If you guys got any questions, shoot them out to me. Tiffany, how you doing? We are here in the Titan Medical Center studios, and I got a great show for you guys as usual. So, obviously, listen, let's talk about some things before you guys have your questions. But if you have any questions, how to get bigger, how to lose weight, sleep better, whatever it is, shoot them out. Let's talk about it for everybody, and we can all learn. Mark Buccetti in the house. What's up, Mark? Kaji, what's going on, brother? I hope all is well. Everybody on TikTok, thank you guys for joining us too as well. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you guys are at. And, let's talk about the therapy of the week, because this week, right, is one of the holidays for couples, or some people call it a Hallmark holiday, however you want to look at it. But it's Valentine's Day. That's right, Valentine's Day. So this is a day for couples to go and have a great time together. Maybe it's dinner, maybe it's some special event, whatever it is. And then hopefully you guys are having some lovemaking action happening, right? Some good Cupid's vibes going on, as far as, you want to get jiggy with your girl or your guy, whatever it is, and performing your very best, right? Because that's the other thing, right? You want to have the best experience in the bedroom. You want your partner to have the best experience in the bedroom. You got to be on your A game, man, all the time. And listen, if you're worried about it, you have some confidence issues, maybe ED, or you work great in the bedroom already, but you just want to step it up another level, that is where our libido enhancers, our bedroom enhancers, the therapies from Titan Medical Center can help you guys. And for Valentine's Day, I had to do a special for you guys. So the special is buy any 5 libido enhancers and get your 6th one for free. So at that point, you can get our Supermans, our Wonder Womans, PT-141, Cupid's Candy, Iron Mans. I mean, whatever it is as far as what we have. And we have something for everybody. Girls, guys, you name it, we got it. So at that point, you guys can both experience the best pleasure, satisfaction, and performance you can possibly do. So at that point, if you guys are interested in this, you guys still have time. You guys can call or text. This is going to go on all week for this special. And Valentine's Day is tomorrow, right? But since it's on a weekday, a lot of couples are moving Valentine's Day to the weekend. They're going to celebrate on Friday or Saturday. And that's perfectly fine. Maybe they need to get a babysitter, they got work, whatever it is. But usually, most of them that I've talked to are going to move to Saturday. So at that point, you got plenty of time to get the medication in hand too. If you want to use it on Valentine's Day, it's totally up to you. All right. All right. So I got some questions. Let's go at one. One's I guess a good one. Tara, how you doing? Enid, how you doing? Hulk Squad in the house. All right. So one question, JBark540 is, what is your medical qualifications? It's a good one. And it's something I wouldn't run from or hide from either. So as far as medical certifications, I don't have any. I'm being honest with you. I don't have any medical certifications. I didn't go to medical school. Didn't do any of that training. But what I did do was I trained with medical providers. So what does that mean? So that means that for like the last 13 or 14 years, I've been side by side pretty much with medical providers. In the first couple of years, I was with them every single day, looking at blood tests, going over diagnosis, going over different patients, charting, the whole shebang, right? And pharmacology, listen, I'm a nerd when it comes to that stuff. So I read a lot, I see a lot, and like I said, I've worked with physicians side by side for, it's been like 13 years now. So at that point, I do have a lot of experience, and I think hands-on experience with providers, seeing thousands of blood tests. Our patients here, I'm over 11 and a half years at Titan, super successful. as far as what we have for our patient base, results, and what we do. So at that point, that is my medical qualification. I've literally worked with providers side by side and learned everything from them. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, that's how you learn. That's really how you learn. Even doctors that do go to medical school, they go and they read and they take tests, and they really get the real true learning from doing their rounds, from doing their internships, and being through their fellowships. And at that point, that's with them being next to a doctor the whole time, and then basically teaching them what's right, what's wrong, and how to treat certain things. Now, listen, I don't know everything about, as far as what a medical doctor does, in some of the different areas, but hormones, peptides, vitamin amino acid injectables, the way the body works, I can pretty much tell you how it goes. So at that point, I'm very confident in that. I know more than most doctors that come in here. And even in this practice, it's a specialty practice. So even if I got a doctor that's went to school for 20 years, right? Got 2 PhDs, whatever it is, but they have not done hormone replacement therapy, they're going to have to learn. And honestly, like my medical providers teach them, I'll teach them, just going over different things. It's funny when we talk about this too, because even with medical qualifications, when a new drug comes out, right? A doctor doesn't go read about the drug. What happens is a drug rep comes in and tells the doctor what the drug's good for, what the drug does, shows them some statistics, and at that point tells the doctor to prescribe it. Now, the doctor looks at the material that he got from the rep and says, okay, this is good, this is bad, I'm going to prescribe it, I'm not going to prescribe it. And that's what they do. So, you really got to start watching with these different things, even medical devices. My buddies are in medical device sales. Now, they have 4-year degrees and stuff like that. They went through device training through the company, but never through a doctor or a medical school. And they're literally in the surgery and telling the surgeon where these parts are going inside the body on the patient. So, let's just look at this back. So, medical qualifications, I've been in this game for over 13 years. I know all the pharmacology as far as, as what we do medication-wise here in all different realms. And I know how the body works. I know how our hormones work way better than some doctors that I know. And I know what some of these different therapies can do. So at that point, there it is. I thought I'd answer for you guys. Hopefully you guys think that's good enough. If not, I understand, but it is what it is. So let's go on. Written Chloe. So I just paid for blood work that is not going to be read by an actual physician. I'm not reading your blood work. Yes, you are going to see an actual medical provider here at Titan Medical Center. I don't read your blood work. I'm not going to do your consultation with you. I don't do that. I'm the owner of the company. Like I oversee things, make sure things are going all right now. I come on here to answer questions, to educate you guys, and that's it. It is what it is. So if you pay for blood work and you want to see the provider, you're going to see a medical provider, a medical certified provider, U.S. provider. So I don't do any of that. You guys are going to see the providers. They're going to look at your blood work. They're going to look at what you're going to do. They're going to personalize your regimen. All that stuff is done by a medical provider, and that's it. Done deal. What else we got here? What's going on? JC Coates.
This guy's asking for ignore. They're just.
Third degree. All right. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's just. You're fine with the clarification, no problem at all. And let's just report. We're gonna get rid of. What is the average cost? So what is the average cost? That can deal with a lot of different things, right? As far as are you talking about HRT? Are you talking about vitamin amino acid injectable therapies? Are you talking about peptide therapies? Let me know, please. And I will go into it with the regular cost or average cost. Let's see. Any more questions? Shoot them off to me. All right, so we're talking about the Valentine's Day special. Valentine's Day, buy any 5 libido-enhancing therapies, get your 6th one for free. All right, Hulk Squad said, do any of your ED medications help with premature ejaculation? It's a great question. Good job, Hulk Squad, for sure. So, will any of these ED medications help with premature ejaculation? So some will. Some will delay. Even sildenafil, which is Viagra, will delay premature ejaculation. But there are different things that we have in our arsenal that you can use for premature ejaculation if that's the thing. So at that point, like there's a cream I know we can do. As far as that goes, you rub it on and you will become desensitized to a certain extent. So it will it will delay ejaculation. So you're going to be good to go. And people that have this issue, premature ejaculation, And, as far as that goes, there's other things that you possibly could do to prep for something like that. I mean, if you've ever seen, what was the Ben Stiller movie? Something About Mary.
Yep.
Something About Mary, that the way that, except for in the hair, the way that he went about it is maybe a way that you can desensitize yourself a little bit and maybe not be so anxious or excited when it finally comes to the time to do it. That is what it is. So there's a couple different things. And like I said, we've got some different medications you guys can use that will work just fine. So TRT. So average cost for TRT. So if you're in state, it's going to be $350. If you're out of state, it's going to be $370. So let me explain that too, because people are like, I'm not paying $370 for testosterone. All right, so it's not just going to be testosterone. That's going to be a package deal. And what does the package include? So the package can include your testosterone, your estrogen blockers, your add-back therapy, whether it's kisspeptin, enclomiphene, HCG. It's going to have all your needles, your syringes, shipping's included in there, medical reviews all in there. So that's the cost out the door to you guys. And it's real simple, real easy. It's very transparent. So there's no hiding. There's no extra cost after that. It is what it is. Okay. So let's talk about the first topic here. And the first topic is pretty cool because it coincides with some of the different weight loss medications that we have. So weight loss drugs are linked to lower likelihood of depression and anxiety diagnosis, study says. This was an awesome read for me. And I like to look at different studies and the way that those studies were done, how many people were in that study. This study had over 4 million people. 4 million, wait, 4 or 3? Just go for me real quick, Art, on that. 4 million, that's what I thought. 4 million people were monitored in this study, right? And the study monitored 3 million diabetic patients and 1 million non-diabetic patients. And with semaglutide, because this basically did studies on 2 of the weight loss medications, the big bad boys, semaglutide, right, and tirzepatide. So this was the great success of this. The great success of this was that all these people, the millions of people, right, 45% of these people were less likelihood to get depression and 44% less likelihood to get anxiety. That's on semaglutide. Tirzepatide, it bumped it up even more. 65% lower chance and likelihood of depression and 60% likelihood of a diagnosis of anxiety. This is super, super cool, guys. How many patients out there have depression? How many patients out there have anxiety or taking Xanax, right? Narcotics, you're talking about very, very addictive narcotics. And at that point, if we can change this, right, then that would be awesome. If somebody could lose weight, right, control their A1C, their blood sugar levels. Cardiovascular research has already been done on this to lower cardiovascular disease. So that's another big benefit in your corner. And now we're talking about lowering depression rates and lowering anxiety rates. This is huge, guys. I mean, more and more, this is more of like a miracle drugs, right? And I don't believe that. There's no miracle drugs out there, but these are the closest things that I've seen to it so far. Now listen, there's not 60 years of research on these drugs, but there is a lot of drug research on this. So they even looked at a study where they looked at suicidal tendencies and thoughts with these drugs. And there was no link or evidence linking weight loss drugs to suicidal thoughts. So that's another positive, right? We don't have any downside so far. The only downside is you might lose too much weight if you stay on it too long. And, for those people out there, you don't have to stay on it forever. If you get to your goal weight, if you've sustained a healthy lifestyle at that point, you're probably going to be good. And we do offer a maintenance dose too as well. So, if a patient is doing good, they've reached their goal weight, and they just don't want to gain any more weight, then we have a protocol for that too as well, where they can maintenance a dose and stay at hopefully the weight that they've successfully got to. So this is just really, really cool, man. When I see stuff like this, and it actually links to the drugs that we are prescribing for patients, I love it. And, there's a lot of hate on these drugs. And I don't know why people hate these drugs so bad. They hate semaglutide. They hate tirzepatide for people that want to lose weight. Why? Why the hatred? There wasn't a big hatred about phentermine out there, and that is a horrible drug in my opinion. And there's not opinions about other drugs that are helping your health, right? But there's an opinion about this, and there's a lot of hate about it, and I don't think there should be. If this is getting people to lose weight, they're going to be healthier. We want more healthier people. And at that point, like, if it's going to help in different areas too as well, like anxiety or depression or cardiovascular disease, I mean, you're stacking the deck for this to be a real force to be reckoned with. So at that point, don't hate these drugs. If you need these drugs, they're here for you. If you don't need them, that's cool too. So at that point, motivate other people, help other people, support other people. That's what it's all about. And however they're trying to do it. Where are your peptides coming from? Tiffany Buckler. Peptides are coming from pharmacies. They're not coming from any research sites or anything like that. Ernie Ray, what's up, cuz? Hope all is well. Danielle, how you doing? So these are all coming from U.S. licensed pharmacies. All of our peptides come from U.S. licensed pharmacies for human use, not for research purposes only, like you're going to see everywhere else. All these research sites selling these garbage junk products. And there's influence out there pushing these things. But those influencers don't tell you it's not for human use or human consumption. They're just telling you, hey, listen, take this is really good, or this is where I'm getting it from. Listen, guys, don't risk it. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't have you risk it. There's no way. Even if I couldn't get a hold of peptides to a pharmacy, I'm not going to a research site. It is what it is. I'm just not. What else we got here? All right, so 350 in state, 370 out of state, and that's a package which includes testosterone, your aromatase inhibitor, your estrogen blockers, your add-back therapy, whether it's kisspeptin and clomiphene or HCG, and then at that point you're getting your needles, your syringes, shipping, everything is packaged into that deal and that price. It's very transparent. It's really straightforward. That is what it is. All right. On 250 milligrams of test, very light signs of back acne. 150 milligrams of DIM would work. Definitely not. Do not use DIM. Do not use DIM. I know it's supposed to suppress estrogen. I'm telling you, every patient that we see with DIM, has been taking DIM, usually has a problem with estrogen. Usually rebounds higher. And that is probably why you have maybe some of the back acne. Back acne, chest acne, all that stuff, your hormones are out of whack in one way, shape, or form. And it's usually estrogen, testosterone. So testosterone is probably good. At 250 milligrams a week of test, that's probably pretty good. But your estrogen is probably high. I'm just being honest. Probably, I don't want to guess. I mean, it could be anywhere. But I guarantee it's over range. Guarantee it. So at that point, I would definitely either blood test to make sure and see where it's at, and then look at aromatase inhibitor. DIM is not going to work, guys. I'm telling you, I've seen this over and over and over again. I remember when we first opened Titan, they were talking about DIM then and using it with hormone replacement therapy. And, some patients would go on it through us, and we would see it. We would see it spike their estrogen like crazy. We're like, what is going on here? This is not supposed to be doing this. And it definitely does. And I've seen other patients come from other providers that were on DIM, same problem. And when we got them on our program, when we got them dialed in, no problems whatsoever. No back acne, no water retention, no irritability, no problems at all. Just dialed in, optimal, and feeling their best and rocking and rolling. And that's how it should be, for sure. Jake, what's going on? Striker, what's going on? Dread, how you doing? Easy Zeke, what's going on? Mary, how you doing? For the women out there, Valentine's Day is for you guys too. So at that point, listen, we have libido enhancers for males and females on special right now. If you females have never tried PT141, it's an FDA-approved peptide. That means it's not ever going away, right? And what it got approved for originally was HSDD. So hyposexual desire disorder, HSDD. And about 30% of women suffer from HSDD, hyposexual desire disorder. And at that point, what happens is they're uncomfortable during sex, they can't orgasm, they've had a bad experience maybe that put them in this realm. And a lot more other women out there maybe can't have an orgasm either, or has not a good time or unpleasurable during their sexual experience. And that may be because hormones are off, something's out of whack, they might have vaginal dryness. I mean, there's a lot of different things. But PT141, and they do it by injectable, we do it by oral too as well. It's something you don't have to take every day. If you take the injectable, it's like maybe 2 times a week, and you're ready to go. And the way that PT141 works, so you guys understand. So sildenafil and tadalafil, Viagra and Cialis, or Levitra, they all work by vasodilation. That means blood flow. So blood flow, more blood flow down to the extremities creates, right? And it creates erection. And even for females, we'll push blood flow down to the clitoris and those areas. And at that point, increase sensitivity because of the blood flow there. So question on TikTok. Yes, we do prescribe for Remedex and anastrozole. AI, that's probably the best one out there, most commonly used. So PT-141 you can utilize guys and girls. And the way that it works is not like vasodilation like Viagra or Cialis. But how it works is it works on the nervous system. So it creates true libido enhancement, right? Viagra and Cialis for guys create the erection, right? But it doesn't create the drive. Now, PT-141 creates the drive and it creates the erection. So you're getting the best of both worlds with this. And the thing about it is women are excited or get turned on in different ways than guys do. Where guys are more touching, vocal, stuff like that. Girls are more mentally driven to sexuality. So at that point, the guy's funny, the guy's smart, he's quirky, whatever it is. They're more drawn to that. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen people out, and you're like, well, that guy don't look like he has a lot of money, but man, he's with this fine girl, because, you know, girls might be with some guys with some money too. You never know. But at that point, when you see it and you're like, oh, this guy don't have no money, he's getting on a Chevy Caprice that's, you know, from 1980 and it's all rusted, whatever it is. And at that point, like, why is she attracted to him? Well, it's mental driven. So at that point, he must be doing something right to mentally drive that female to like him. All right. And not to say that girls don't like looks either, because there are girls out there that like looks too as well. Of course, that's a natural thing. What are your thoughts on GLP-1 for weight loss? Any side effects that aren't worth it? Striker's Legacy. I love it. So GLP-1s are awesome. I just talked about it. Just the benefits of GLP-1s. Well, there was a study over 4 million people, and it lowered depression and anxiety. It lowered depression, the likelihood of you getting it, by 45%. Getting anxiety by 44%. It's awesome. Lowering cardiovascular disease by 20%. I mean, this is just some of the benefits after the weight loss and after controlling the glucose, right? So many different benefits. Now, side effects. Everything can have a side effect. Now, the side effects for GLP-1s are usually slowing down digestion. You might have some stomach pain. Now, there are not too many counterindications for this, but there are some counterindications. One, thyroid issues. Thyroid nodules, no go. Pancreatitis. If you ever had pancreatitis or have problems with your pancreas, this might not be the medication for you. But that's it. Now, I know there are some people out there, like I've seen with like stomach paralysis. They must have been taking a very extreme dose of this, because it's only one shot a week. And if you do too much, I mean, you could get negative side effects. Nausea, I mean, extreme nausea, stomach pains, you know. So there could be a downside, but majority of the patients, I would say 95% of our patients, never have any of these issues, never have any of the problems, and get all the benefits from GLP-1s. GLP-1s, semaglutide, are amazing. Like I said, truly a love-hate relationship. I love they work to the masses and they work so good, but I hate a lot of people don't have to do the change. You don't have to do a lifestyle change. They're not incorporating the pillars: nutrition, water, sleep, and exercise or activity. So at that point, like, that's what I want for people. I want people to get into a healthy lifestyle routine and have our medications or therapies benefit them and complement that healthy lifestyle routine and make things better to improve quality of life. Not do a yo-yo trick where you go on semaglutide, tirzepatide, you lose a whole bunch of weight, you go off it, and you gain all that weight back because you have not changed anything. God, I was talking to one of my physician friends, doctors, you know, and he's been on semaglutide with us. He was overweight. He lost a ton of weight, looked great. And then he got off of semaglutide. Decided, I'm just going to stop taking it. And he's gained a whole bunch of weight back because he hasn't changed anything. Now he's going to go back on this medication. Don't do the yo-yo effect. With the cardiovascular aspect, would that be a benefit if you're on tests? It'd be a benefit altogether. I mean, if you're lowering cardiovascular disease, chances, man, whether you're on tests, whether you're not on tests, this is going to be a benefit. That's the other aspect of this. GLP-1s or semaglutide or tirzepatide are great for people that have cardiovascular disease. And other things before, the options like phentermine or anything else that are stimulant-based are not good for cardiovascular people that have cardiovascular disease. So at that point, like, this is definitely a good drug, and it works for a majority of people out there, whether you have health conditions or not. And it can be very beneficial. Like I said, you start losing weight, you could possibly reverse diabetes type 2. You can, take a lot of stress off your internal organs. You can get rid of visceral fat. There's a lot of different things and a lot of different aspects that I think there are benefits to this that totally outweigh any negative side effects. Okay. BB World, Woofhasa, Jay Reed, what's going on? We got anything on here? How do I get a prescription for you guys? You have to fill out the new patient paperwork. You'll do a medical consultation with our provider. And at that point, you can get prescribed this. Now, a Nastrazol, a Remedex. The only way we're going to prescribe that is if you're maybe possibly getting TRT prescribed from somebody legally, and we're just going to give you the added components. Or your estrogen is just naturally high and your test level is natural. Like, it's not super physiological. So that's it, is what it is. So you're going to fill out the new patient paperwork. You can do that on tightmedicalcenter.com or our link tree. Just go click there and go to the paperwork. You'll see our medical provider. You'll be good to go. We do prescribe BPC 1572 as well. All the peptides are on the table still. BPC 157, TB 500, MK 677, AOD 9604, Epitalon. There's a vast number of different peptides that we're still servicing for our patients. Am I a fan of cigars? So I used to smoke a lot of cigars when I was like in my 20s, I guess. Maybe it was just I looked cool. I liked cigars. I like to smoke a cigar here or there, but anymore, I don't smoke any cigars at all. I probably should smoke one once in a while, and I might in the future, but as of right now, I don't, and I hardly drink. So I might drink a little bit here or there, some champagne, but at that point, I try to keep that to a minimum too as well. I feel a lot better if I don't, so I just want to feel good every day. That's when you start getting older, and I turn 43 next week. It's just like, what can I do to feel better? What can I do to just keep this? And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for extending longevity, increasing vitality, and being the ultimate optimal self that I could possibly be. All right. Next one. Drug shortage can put patients' lives at risk, experts warn. So when we're talking about drug shortages, now the problem with the drugs in the United States or the United States drug supply is that most of the raw materials come from China or India. Still, you think that we learned our lesson from COVID? Because during COVID, it was harder to get some of these drugs from these different places. And we were on shortages for drugs then too as well. So, you would think that we would have brought manufacturing back to the United States as far as getting raws and everything like that for these drugs. Because we can make some drugs here in the United States, but we need some of these raw materials, and that comes from China or India, which is really crazy to even think about. That they can control us, or let's say we ever went to war with China, they could cut off our supply immediately and indefinitely. So at that point, putting us at some sort of disadvantage. So it's just crazy when you think about this. And the major drugs that they were talking about on here, one I can really get with. So they were talking about cancer drugs for cancer patients. That there's a shortage in these drugs, and it's been harder to get a hold of. And I understand that. That should be a no-brainer, right? But when we talk about ADHD medications, Adderall, Ritalin, anything like that, these things are heavily prescribed for a lot of people that do not need them, that are abusing them. They're using them for different things like weight loss or concentration or whatever it is. So at that point, like, if you really need the drug, okay, cool. But if you don't need this drug, then you probably shouldn't be on it. This is a controlled substance too as well. And it's a hard controlled substance to even get a hold of anymore because there's shortages and the DEA is cracking down, which they should. They know what's going on. At that point, it's just a free-for-all for Adderall medications on the street. So, when we talk about ADHD medications and stuff like that, we should be giving those to people that really do need those things. And even with that, it's really hard to even tell because there's no blood test that shows like a level, like, hey, listen, you need this, like testosterone. Like we say, like, oh, you're low in testosterone. All right, cool, we can put testosterone in there. It's fine. But to do an ADHD, if you do any of these medications, the way that you get these medications, if you guys don't know, is you fill out a form. That's it. It's like a little test. And they give these things to kids, too, in pediatricians' offices, and parents might not even know about it. I do. And I was like, he's not answering that questionnaire. Sorry. And there's two reasons why they do this. So you guys know the background of this. I'm letting you guys take a little peek behind the curtain. The reason they do this is every time you fill out that questionnaire, they can bill insurance. Every time. Then the next thing is that it's a questionnaire, right? At that point, they just look down the questionnaire, and if you know the answers to those questions and what to answer to get the medication, you'll ace it. Somebody has to go in there before you, or you get probably a copy online. I'm just being honest with you guys. So it's just really messed up the way they go about it because there's no true test to tell somebody they have ADHD. So at that point, watch out for your kids. And if you are on these medications, you're probably going through some of these issues. I have one friend of mine that said, listen, I'm having problems getting a hold of my medication. And I asked him what it was, and he told me it was Adderall. And I was like, dude, why even mess with Adderall? He's like, dude, it's like, I went a couple of days without taking it, and it was really bad. And I'm like, he's like, I don't want to go through that. So I'm like, damn, dude, I'm like, you're really depending on this medication that much, and you don't have ADHD. So, and he's like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm like, listen, there's other things you could be doing. And then he started asking me, like, what? And I'm like, one, NAD. NAD is the most fantastic mental clarity boosting therapy there is. And it's healthy for you. There's no controlled substance. It's actually beneficial. It actually helps repair on the cellular level in your body. I mean, helps protect you from free radicals and protect your DNA. So super cool. And then the other aspect, energy. So if you're taking Adderall for energy, there's way better things than Adderall, and they're not controlled substances, and they're going to work great. And if you go off them for a couple of days, you're going to feel fine. And that's our ECA Stack Plus, ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium. This is a capsule you can take every day, no problems, no issues. You're not going to have a problem getting it. I mean, you don't have to go get it, see a doctor every 30 days. Some states you got to go in every 30 days, 28 days to get a prescription. This you won't have to do that with. So, and you can mix these two together and get an ultimate enhanced experience. So there's no downside to those therapies or medications. But with these, or ADHD medications in general, there are some negative side effects and downfalls. But cancer drugs and stuff like that where, these people need these drugs to survive, to live, to get through things. These are important. And we really need to look at as a superpower to control how we make medications in the United States and not be, I guess, depending on different countries that we might have quarrels with in the future. So just not smart on our behalf. I wish people in the higher ups would really take advantage of it and start really doing these things in the country. Hey, looking for IV for hydration electrolytes is something you offer, and two were in when the BD event. Yes, we do IVs, so no problem there. We can definitely help you out, IV hydration, plus put different things in there, glutathione, B vitamins, whatever you want, whatever you're trying to hit there. That'd be awesome. So if you want to come in, we can definitely offer that for you, no problem. We can customize bags. We have already set up bags as far as what's going to be in them. So at that point, you can choose what you want, or we have something set up and you say, listen, I want something for hydration that's going to give me energy, better recovery, or something of those lines. We even have a monthly bag for females that are going through their monthly ordeal, their period. And it will actually take away some of the negative symptoms that you're having and help you feel a little bit better, okay? We got all types of great things here, I promise you guys. Mitch Spade in the house. Tim, what's going on? Crow, what's up? David, what's going on? All right, anything else on here? Let's see. Y'all ship to California? Yes. So we service nationwide, guys, everywhere. California, New York, Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Idaho. Oh, no, excuse me, not Idaho. Idaho is the only one we don't do. Iowa, Michigan. So 49 states. Hawaii, everything. Rhode Island, everything. So best ways to reduce cortisol, pharma and natural things. Cortisol. So cortisol is, your stress hormone. So if your cortisol levels are high, you could be retaining body fat. There could be some negative symptoms that come in with cortisol. And cortisol usually comes from really, really high stress for an extended period of time, usually. Pharma. Cortisol, hydrocortisone usually, but naturally is probably going to be your best bet. And naturally, you're going to have to find some sort of stress reliever, something that really puts you at ease. And whether it's meditation, whether it's beating up a punching bag, whether it's going to work out at a gym, whether it's walking down the street, there's going to be something that calms you down, right? Maybe it's your wife or your girlfriend reading you a bedtime story. I don't know. But there's something that's going to calm you, or maybe you haven't found that yet. And that's what you really need to look for if you haven't. But if you have, you need to focus more on that, right? And go to somewhere where there's no chaos if you can. Me, it's on a beach. It's literally on a beach. It's literally in the sand. And I just close my eyes and listen to the waves crash and feel my feet in the sand. And that's it. That's all I concentrate on. And it can lower heart rate, blood pressure, and probably cortisol. Usually I don't have high cortisol. I blood test for cortisol all the time because I'm in high stress situations most of the time. And at that point, like, I've never had it come back really high. So, have you blood tested with this to see if your cortisol is high? That's the next thing. Hey, what can I use to lower prolactin? Okay, so cabergoline is the main go-to for prolactin. If you have high prolactin levels, this is not good. You want to make sure, one, you test your prolactin levels. And then two, you want to make sure that, it's not prolactemia, right? There could be a tumor on your pituitary, and that's prolactemia, and that could cause your prolactin levels to raise and stay high. And having high prolactin or having lower prolactin can cause negative side effects too as well. So you got to make sure you're within that range there. And prolactin can be, if you use some black market substances, this can raise prolactin levels pretty high. I've seen prolactin levels get so high in a male, right? Because of the stuff that he was using, that he was actually squirting milk out of his nipple. It can be done in a male. I've seen it. Couldn't believe it, but I've seen it. And I haven't seen it once. I've seen it multiple times. So watch out. And for females, their prolactin goes high. That's kind of what happens. That's what happens with the milking. So, this can be stimulation too of the nipples. If you have pinching nipples, whatever it is, this can stimulate your prolactin levels too as well. So watch out for that. How to boost adrenals. Oof.
Reset them.
You can reset. I don't know about boosting them. Boosting them is going to be like a stimulant effect when you're boosting adrenals. But resetting adrenals is another thing. That's when you've stressed out your adrenals. You've taken too many stimulants. You just ran yourself into the ground. There's a couple ways to lower, to reset your adrenals at that point. And if that's what you're looking for, let me know and I'll tell you what it is. It's already just BS. All these people doing TikTok need to get jobs. Everyone is an analyst or pro at. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Can Caber shrink tumors? Can Caber? I don't know about shrinking tumors. I've never heard of cabergoline shrinking tumors. So at that point, I don't think it's going to shrink tumors. If they did shrink tumors, think about all the cancer patients would be taking cabergoline, and I don't know any of them do. That's essentially what it is. All right, what else we got here? All right, 60-day Titan Transformation Challenge. If you guys don't know about the 60-day Titan Transformation Challenge, it is in full go right now. 60 days to get in the best shape of your life from day one to the 60th day. And if you win, male and a female are going to win. You're going to win free HRT for 3 months. That means the blood tests, the consultations, the medications, everything's included. If you can't take HRT, maybe you're unhealthy, maybe you don't want to, it is what it is. You can take any of our Titan Medical Center therapies up to $375 a month. Any peptides, any weight loss, whatever you want. If you don't want to do that, you can get Titan Gear up to $375 a month in Titan Gear. It is what it is. And if you really don't want that, I think I would just give cash too as well. So I've just added that on. That's not in anywhere in print or anything. But if it comes to that, that's what I'll do. I'll just give you $375 a month if you don't want anything we got. But I want to see you guys get involved. So how do you get involved? Go over to titanmedicalcenter.com, click the tab, go down to the challenges, and at that point, you'll get to see the contest page, and it'll have all the instructions. All you have to do is email us a picture. If you're already a Titan Medical Center patient, you can get inducted in this for free. If you're not, all you have to do is go on the website, buy a t-shirt, and you can get inducted that way, and you can win free HRT for 3 months. Come on. Who doesn't want free HRT or free therapies for 3 months? It's real simple and easy, and it's only going to benefit you to do the challenge, for you to get better, for you to feel better, look better, perform better. So it's up to you guys. I want to see you guys get in there, and let's see who wins these challenges, because our last winners, they did a hell of a job, and one of our winners is back to try to win again. We'll see if she can do it. Somebody said hydrogen peroxide cures cancer. I don't know about that either. I don't know if there's any thought on that. Thoughts on MK677? Sam Lewis. Ibutamoren, MK677. It's a capsule. It's an oral GHRH peptide. It's a growth hormone releasing hormone peptide. And it does wonders. It does what it's supposed to do. What does it do? It will literally raise IGF-1 levels, right? It will increase the hunger hormone, so you will want to eat a lot. It will help recovery. It will have anti-aging, help with strength, all these different things. So, there's a lot of benefit to it. The only downside that I would say to it is that the person that has to take it or is going to take it, it has to be prepared. They have to have their meals straight. They're not going to eat crazy, drink a lot of water, So if you're in a house full of sugar and you eat candy all day, eating MK is not going to be good for you. If you can hold yourself responsible, then it will be a great drug to be able to use. Okay? Wu-Tang Clan. On TRT, have gyno. If I take an anastrozole, will it mitigate the issue to where I'm at? Will it progress? So it will stop it from getting any bigger. But if you already have gyno, you already have that ball underneath the nipple. If you have more estrogen and you're not going to take an aromatase inhibitor, that will help it flare up more, right? It will look a lot worse. Puffy and all that stuff, you don't want that. So it will mitigate that issue and it won't progress. But to get rid of it, obviously you have to do surgery. And, if you do the surgery, look for a good physician that does it. Some will take all of it out. As far as that goes, the gland, they will cut the whole gland out. Some will only take a little bit of the gland out. Some will take majority of the gland out. So I would take majority of the gland out, or if they're good enough, they can take it out completely. I know that I've seen past surgeons that did take out the full gland that didn't know what they were doing, and the nipple actually inverted. It went in. So you don't want that. The whole point to the surgery, if you're going to get it, is to look symmetrical. It looks good. When you take your shirt off, people really don't know what's going on there, But if you have something like an inverted nipple, people are going to know something's up right away. So watch out for that, okay? Do you have injectable HRT? Do you do pellets? We do not do pellets, Tara. I would not recommend pellet HRT for anyone out there. We have injectable, we have oral, sublingual, we have all that for males and females. Pellets are the worst thing ever for HRT, the worst transportation rate. I've seen so many patients get messed up, especially girls. For guys, it's a little bit okay as far as, because when they insert these pellets in you, everybody's body is different. People absorb these pellets and utilize these pellets a little bit differently in how fast it kicks in and how high these levels go. So when these levels go real high, especially with females, they start feeling great the first month, and the second or third month they don't feel as great. And then after that, you're going to start getting symptoms. Usually your testosterone's through the roof like at a guy's level, which it should not be. And at that point, hair will start popping up in different areas on your body or your face that you've never had before. Deepening of the voice can happen, clitoral enlargement. I mean, there's different negative side effects with this. So you don't want to be overdosed on testosterone, especially. For guys, it is what it is. We take a little bit more testosterone, so what? We get a little bit more deeper voice, whatever it is, a little bit more hair on our back, whatever it is. We can live with that. Girls don't want to live with that. So totally understand that. I would definitely never do pellets ever, 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 ever. Okay? That's why we'll never do them here either as well. What do we got here on YouTube? What's the shelf life on Cupid's candy? Shelf life, I don't know. I mean, they're going to last probably about 90 days. Our Cupid's candy come in rapid dissolve packs, and those are sealed packs. So they might be good for a year. I'd say 6 months. I wouldn't go any longer than that. Empty the gun. Can anyone stop by Titan Medical? Absolutely. I encourage you guys to come by Titan Medical Center. I'm telling you guys, I have a beautiful facility, multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art facility here in Channelside, 10,000 square foot. It's huge. People that have known me online, been patients or friends, when they come here, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know it was like this, John. I'm like, yeah, that's like this. Like we're a real medical center, like pretty big one too as well. So at that point, it's like, they're always like so amazed about the place. So if you come by Roman's Loft, please let me know. I'll make sure you get like some sort of Titan gift. Okay? Well, it's a ice shaker cup, a hat, t-shirt, whatever it is. I'll let you pick. Okay? And you can talk about what you see here at Titan Medical Center to everybody out there. I love it. I love it, guys. What else we got here? Anything else? Dawn, how you doing? All right, so let's go over the poll question. This week's newsletter poll. Did you know libido enhancers work for both men and women? 40% of you said, yes, I use them. 20% said, yes, but I haven't tried them. 40% said, no, do they really work for both men and women? Yes. So 60% of you guys have not tried these. You guys need to try them for sure. Both men and women, we have libido enhancers that work. They're prescribed. It's not just some natural supplement or something you're going to get from a gas station. This is going to work like we say it's going to work, and you're going to feel like a superhero. Your partner's going to be thanking you and be like, oh, my God, what did you do? How did this happen? And you're going to love us. You're going to be like, Titan, thank you so much. I promise you guys. I don't know how many people we've helped like that, where they've either had ED or a performance issue or something around those lines, and they took to these therapies, and it's just improved everything dramatically. All right? Upcoming Titan events, 2/29 to 3/3. We will be at the Arnold. We will not be at the Expo. We will be at Pro's Gym Friday and Saturday. Me, Mike, Art, Andreas, Rodney, Drew, Destiny, and My Day. We will be there in full effect. Me and Mike are going to be doing podcasts there. We've got some awesome special guests that Mike and Mona lined up. Kevin Lavroni's one of them. Who else did he say was going to be there? There's a couple good ones too. CT Fletcher. A couple major big power lifters. That's just on Friday. Saturday, they're getting the schedule together right now. So free t-shirts, come by, hang out with us, talk with us, take a picture. Let's enjoy the Arnold together for sure. 3:30, 4:27, 5:25, and 11:2. We have the NPC IFBB Pro League Klash Series, and we have these on each one of these dates in Orlando. Can't wait. First year to be a part of the Klash Series. And we're excited. We're definitely excited. Joe's a great dude. I've known him for a long time, and I have not been able to do a show with him yet. So, he came at me this year and he said, listen, John, he's like, I really want you to be a part of the shows this year. And I was like, you know what? I'm game. Let's do it. So we're going to be out there rocking and rolling. I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. So join us in Orlando for one of those dates. If you guys can't join us at the Arnold. What else we got? Anything else? I think that's it, guys. So I'm going to leave it there. I actually got to go here. So at that point, I appreciate all you guys. Do we have any more questions? Okay, I can answer a couple of these questions for you guys.
TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok. All right, so with one cycle on MK, will you build insulin resistance? Absolutely not. Definitely not. 100%. You will not build insulin resistance with one cycle of MK677. Okay? And if you're really worried about controlling your blood sugar, because that's kind of where it comes into play, you need to check it with your blood sugar monitor. Are you a type 2 diabetic? Look at that. Control what you're eating, nutrition-wise, too, as well. What can I do for wrist tendonitis? So I've actually got this question twice today, one with Mike on his show and then one here. So wrist tendonitis. Best thing you could possibly do for it is BPC 157. That would probably help the most with tendonitis. With any sort of risk, even carpal tunnel and stuff like that, that's probably going to what it's going to be. And clomiphene versus ACG. Also, does ACG aromatase? So, and clomiphene versus ACG. So, clomiphene's a capsule. It works on the LH. Excuse me. It works on turn on your luteinizing hormone directly, right? And at that point, it works very well. HCG mimics the signal of the luteinizing hormone from the brain to the testicles. It mimics. Both of these aromatize. Both. Clomiphene does and HCG does. Anything that's going to raise your testosterone levels is going to convert into other hormones, okay? Whether it's estrogen, DHT, and all that. Now, if you're not taking huge doses, HCG can aromatase more than clomiphene does. We would see it more with an HCG patient than a clomiphene all day, every day. So, depending on which one you're taking, might depend on how much more of a aromatase inhibitor you might need. Fit Dad said, shout out to Jay Ding, my man, what's up? All right, so roundless shape. 350 test, 71 free test, prescribed 100 milligrams a week. Is that going to change anything? Okay. 350 test, 71 free. So depending on what these reference ranges are, 100 milligrams a week, I mean, doesn't matter what the reference ranges are. 100 milligrams a week is going to do minimal. So if you're at 350 right now, you might get to 550. You're not going to increase to 800 or 900 like that. It'll bump your free probably a little bit, but it's not going to increase total, and it's not going to increase your free like you'd want. And if you're going to take testosterone, you want optimal levels. I mean, that's the whole point of taking the medications, to get to optimal levels. I hate when some of these providers only want to take you, to 400, 500. Like, oh, that's good. That's good. Well, screw good. Like, I want to be the best, right? At that point, like, why not give me the best? I have to take this, I have to inject this medication or rub it on or take it something. Like, I want the best. Let me get the most out of it that I possibly can. I mean, they prescribed me 200 milligrams of test a week, and somehow my test levels jumped to 2,300, but I am enjoying it, I guess. 200 milligrams a week got your test to 2,300? Woo! That's pretty high. Yeah. Usually 200 milligrams might get you about 1,500, 1,800. Now, this all depends on, when that ester spiked and when you did the blood test too as well. Maybe you caught it at the very highest point, right? But 2,300, man, that's pretty high. I mean, listen, that's almost like a super physiological level. It is. You want to stay, listen, I'm not, the 964 is okay, but, 1,200, 1,500, 2,300, I mean, but 200 milligrams is good a week. I'm not going to say do less than that, because that's honestly the most researched dose is 200 milligrams. So, to say to get off it, no. But if you're good, like you're feeling good, everything's good, then at that point, you'll be fine. Is 700 good? For a natural guy, 700 is good. Jay Dubai. If you have a 700 range naturally, you're doing good. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with it at all, right? It's not worth trying to go up 100 or 200 points and have to be on testosterone to do that. It's not good. But if you're on testosterone and you're only hitting 700, it could be better. I'm not going to say 700 isn't good, because it is. It is a good range. It's a good number to be at. But I always like to be optimal. That's just what it is. So I'm going to try to get it bumped to 200 to 250 weekly. At least 200. At least 200. You don't have to do it 250. 200 will definitely get you. I mean, look, we got Mr. Snooker Slayer, who, he's taking 200 milligrams. He's hitting 2,300. That's really good. I mean, if you can get up like that, it's awesome. I have a 300 total and 8 free. That's really on the bottom barrel. Anthony, if you need help, we're here to help you nationwide. Type Medical Center can help you out with this. But I would definitely look at optimizing those levels, because you'll feel a lot better when you do. Okay. Testosterone and IPA blend thoughts. I think they're good. Testosterone's good. IPA's good. CAC 1295 with IPA's good. I think this is a good combination, right? These are good combinations, these peptides. And they're going to work synergistically together to get you better results. That's on TRT at 49, and I'm not sure. I could stay married if I went any higher. Okay. Well, listen, if it works for you and you're feeling good, everything's cool, the relationship's good, then stay with that. Is your wife on hormone replacement therapy? Because usually what the problem is this. The guy usually gets on hormone replacement, testosterone, whatever it is. Libido, everything ranges up and fuels on. And your partner has not done anything, and they're left behind. So they can't catch up, per se. And, they want to. So that might be something to look at if your wife, might need some help. I should have added context. I'm 25 and went from a level of 316 tests to that, I stated. All right, 25. It really doesn't matter what your age is. Obviously, at 25, you're pretty young, at that point. But it is what it is. If you needed the testosterone at 316 at 25 years old, unacceptable. So at that point, you do what you got to do. And at that point, you'll feel better. And that's how you should feel. Wu-Tang Clan. On TRT, not having kids. Anything better for testicular size and clomiphene or ACG? They both work really well, but I would say ACG works a little bit better. I take clomiphene right now. And I've taken both. And I switch back here or there. But at that point, clomiphene usually keeps me straight. But I think that ACG would work a little bit better. She is just recently, and it's helping her. So, yeah. So, once she catches up, then you could possibly look at that. But like I said, if everything is good, don't change it. You don't have to change it. You guys are strictly private, or do you guys go through insurance? We're strictly private. Insurance is the worst, guys. I'm just being honest. And if you're getting your testosterone through your provider and through your insurance, that's awesome. Do it. If they're not doing the right protocols with you, then you might want to look at that. But if you need the other components, like the aromatase inhibitor, because a lot of those guys don't like to prescribe it, or the add-back therapy like HCG or clomiphene or something like that, then you can come to us with that. And we can help you out with just those parts. And you can get your testosterone covered by your insurance. But insurance is horrible because they restrict the provider in what they want to do. If they want to run a blood test, they have to produce diagnosis codes. If they don't like those diagnosis codes, they kick them back, and that goes back to the patient's cost. If they don't think that you need testosterone, like let's say the bottom end is 264, and you come back at 265, 270, well, you're normal. You're on the bottom end of normal, but you're still normal, and they're not going to cover the testosterone for you. So at that point, we don't like to do that. Is testosterone injections better than test cream? Absolutely. Absolutely. If I had to pick testosterone cream or testosterone injectables, I would definitely take testosterone injectables as a male. Females, maybe not so much. But, it is what it is. I mean, listen, I know people that were they have phobia of needles. Didn't want to do injections by themselves or anything like that. Would start on the creams or sublingual. And they'd get going, and they'd start feeling a little bit better. Symptoms relief started happening. And after so long, they're like, all right, I want to feel the best I can, so I'm ready to do the injectable. And then they do the injectable, like, oh my God. Like, this was a big difference for me. So the injectable is always going to be a little bit better, I think, in my mind, for that, for guys especially.
So let's do this one, and we gotta wrap it up.
How often do you guys go through clients' blood work? So we usually do blood work every 3 to 6 months, depending. Or if you have a problem, let's say you're on testosterone for a month and you're complaining of sensitivity to nipples or not feeling good or whatever it is, then we might send you in for a free total testosterone and an estradiol test just to see what's going on. Sub is an injection okay? Sub-Q's okay, but I see a lot of people out there and their levels, and they're not that good. So just, with that, test and make sure that it is good. You don't want to be doing sub-Q injections and getting up to 500 only, right? No good. Gyno is, bumps on the nipples, man boobs, whatever you want to call it. Oddball question. Since I started TRT, my wife has suddenly had acne breakout and she's never had it. There is something off with her estrogen, for sure, 100%. Now, we do have an acne protocol for anybody out there that does have acne problems, and it will help clear it up for sure. But this is an internal issue, especially she's never had acne like that. There's something that's off in her hormones. She needs to get them checked and get them balanced and dialed in. Something's off, and it's usually estrogen, just to let you know that right off the bat. Okay? I think that's it, guys. I think we're running out of time here. So I appreciate all you guys joining me for Titan Talk Tuesdays. I'm here with you guys every Tuesday, and I've been here with you guys for years every Tuesday. So at that point, I ain't going nowhere. I appreciate all you guys. I'm here for you guys. Titan's here for you guys. Nationwide service. Call or text 727-389-3220. And I will see you next week with another Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO and founder of Titan Medical Center.